What's good, Fight Fam? Welcome back to the Mic Check Podcast. This is T Word, the People's Champ. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're talking about Errol Spence Jr. and his media workout leading up to the mega fight with Terence Crawford on July 29th at T-Mobile Arena. But before we get into the video, don't forget to like, comment, go ahead and subscribe. Get us those watch hours. We're almost there, under 100 left. So let's go ahead and hit that goal and crush it by the end of the weekend, you heard? All right, so before we even get into the video fully, I want to preface this video with this. I have been trying to cover this fight in an unbiased fashion long enough. This video is not going to be unbiased at all. And until the fight happens, I'm taking off my media hat. I'm putting on my fan hat because I do have a side that I pick in this. And I want to be able to give you all the true version of what I feel is going to happen. I've already given you all the logical perspectives. I'm just going to tell you the fan perspective. And we're going to start with this media workout. I've been waiting to see exactly how the weight cut would affect Errol Spence Jr. And the first thing that jumps out to me is throughout the media workout, he was sipping water. You might have heard this already on other channels. You may just have noticed this on your own. But when the fighters are comfortable with their weight cut, they're able to continue to consume and drink water and fluids and things like that because they're not drying themselves out to make the weight. Now, obviously, it's a week out, and we'll see how he does when he steps on the scale, if he's sipping water immediately after and all that different stuff, little goofy shit that people look at. But this is the thing that matters to me as somebody who trains not only myself, but also other people. I understand how that part of the body works. And I just noticed, I'm like, okay, he's drinking water and he'll week out. This looks good. This is a good sign that he's cutting the weight properly, and that's always a concern for somebody that's talking about leaving the division because they're having a meltdown to make it. But physique wise, I'm not going too deep into that. I'll leave that to the women to discuss his physique, but I'll say he looks to be in really good shape physically. He looks strong. It doesn't look like he's added any additional muscle. You could just see when you look at Terence Crawford one day, then you look at Errol Spence the next day, you could see one guy's naturally probably too big for welterweight, and the other guy is perfectly suited for welterweight, and that's going to be Terence Crawford. He's really grown well into the weight class. Now, as far as the technique and things like that, just like I mentioned for Terence Crawford, Errol Spence let slip a couple of things that are probably in the game plan. I saw a lot of mid switching with Derek James and basically switching his feet, so the lead hand was changing sides. Does that seem familiar? That's something that you're going to see from Terence Crawford. Now, obviously, Terence Crawford more than likely is only going to switch between rounds. And once he switches southpaw, he's either found a vulnerability or he's looking for a different type of opportunity to come and get you. So we're going to be looking for, is he going to come out southpaw right away? Is he going to start an orthodox and switch? Is he going to do it the opposite? What will he do to change his game plan? So it looks like they're planning for both. They're actually planning for him to switch back and forth throughout the rounds. And if you know for sure, and you've been following Errol Spence, you'll know that he's faced some guys that switched back and forth, but not on the elite level that Bud Crawford does. So you can see the preparation has been there. The footwork was good. I'm going to stand on something I said on Twitter. I made it really clear. It's easy to see somebody do something when it's one-way traffic. And most people took that for what Derek James didn't, quote unquote, throw any punches. But that's not what I'm saying. What I'm talking about is when there's an actual fighter on the other side of you that has intentions to land punches, not just throw punches, actually land punches, they're going to come at different speeds from different angles and with different timing. And because you can't simulate that when somebody is just putting their hand out for you to throw up a block or do something simple like that, you can't really tell how a person's going to react. And then one of the issues that I've always noticed with Errol Spence is sometimes when he's on defense, his feet get stuck. He's not in a moving position. He's in a stationary position to consume punches and then go back to his offense. We didn't really get a chance to see how that would work because he wasn't seeing several punches connected, a crazy Crawford combo. You don't know how he's going to respond to that, and we didn't even see a version of that. And I'm not saying they should have been giving the game plan away, but I did want to stand on a point that I made. It was one-way traffic. You see Spence throwing punches and then blocking kind of like light return fire. But when he's in the fight, he's going to have to move his feet and keep that same pretty footwork we saw, getting out of the way, hopping back, stepping forward, etc. We're going to need to see that when you're seeing 2 and 3 push combinations coming from weird angles and looping shots from Crawford, something that DJ didn't exactly simulate. So I feel like that was something I noticed. Just to wrap it up, once he got on the heavy bag, it's the same usual thwap that you hear when he cracks the bag. You can see that he switched up gloves. He likes the Everlast, and he put those on to hit the bag, and you can see that he's very under control. I saw the way that he was being real sneaky with the way he was looping the uppercut in under a couple of hooks. I saw him do one combination. He threw a jab, hook. It was a jab, hook, jab, and then he followed up with a hook, jab, hook. And it was real quick and subtle. And he said something in the interview previously. He said about, I'm going to keep touching you and touching you and touching you, and then I'm going to hit you with something. And you could see it when he was working on the bag. Now, again, no return fire, so things are a little bit different when that happens. But I'm going to wrap it up right there. I want to get you guys' thoughts. Like I said, fan hat is on, media hat is off. So going forward, if you hear me talk about Errol Spence, you know who I'm picking to win the fight. Even when I tell you each guy's why they will win, you already know I'm putting the extra sauce on it for the truth. So we'd love to get your thoughts in the comments. This has been T for the Mic Check Podcast. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.